At first I thought it was too good to be true. I thought,
Right, okay.
how can you leverage capital this much and make this much money from the same skill set?
And since then, I've never blown a funded challenge ever.
How can anyone trust them again after what they've done, and how can they even think about coming back?
They're trying to make 10% on a £1,000 account, but now think about if your strategy is making you 1% a month, then imagine $1 million. That's 10k a month right there.
Brilliant. Hi there, it's Planty here with some more Ace Alpha Capital Group interviews with top traders, and we've got a good couple for you today. We've got Ryhan Choudury and Arman Sangha, and it's an unusual one for me. It's the first time I've done a double, so bear with me, guys. We're going to be jumping around a little bit, but let's start with you, Ryhan. Do you want to give us a background of how you got into trading and how you've ended up being called a Euro trader?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I've been trading about 20 years now. I got into trading. So when I was 17 years old, I'm 38 now. Been doing it full time since 22.
So what, on a personal basis?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Wow.
I started personal with my uncle introduced me to trading. His friend introduced him, then he introduced me, and we traded an account together.
Wow.
And then I fell in love with it, and from the very first day I knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
What kind of trading?
CFD stocks and indexes.
Okay.
So S&P 500.
So what was that, with like an IG and City Index type thing?
It was
or?
CMC Markets.
Okay,
It was my
right,
first
yeah.
ever account.
Yeah,
I'm still
wow.
with them today.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, so
Not
I
many
got-
people can say that.
Yeah, I got an account with them and IG Markets. So yeah, we were trading stocks like, I don't know if you remember RIM at the time, RAM. They
Yeah.
owned BlackBerry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those stock, and then a few of the stock indexes, and that's just how I learned the ropes and got into technical analysis, and then just been on a really long journey from there, and then discovered props in 2023. So not long now. It's been about 9 months trading props.
How did you find that? And like, so relatively, I've only come to space recently.
Yeah.
Why were you, on the basis you were personal trading, how come it took you so long to find?
At first I thought it was too good to be true. I thought,
Right, okay.
how can you leverage capital this much and make this much money from the same skill set? So I wanted to see others, how they were doing, and then I started seeing people getting these huge payouts on Twitter.
Thinking, again, alarm bells?
Yeah, and then I thought, okay, let's try it out for myself. And then, bought a few small challenges, like 15k challenges, passed them, got my first payout, and then just rapidly scaled from there because I already had the skill set.
Right, because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing for like last, let's say 5 years, really, nailed everything down, and have been still improving ever since. And then, rest is history. In terms of why am I called the Euro trader, decided to focus on one pair. Started with cable and euro dollar, and then just eventually got it down to one pair and one time frame. So that's what I'm known for. I've just simplified my trading as much as possible, come up with my own rules.
So Euro New Zealand. Yeah.
No, Euro USD, yeah. And
Brilliant.
just rest is history.
Excellent. We'll come back to all that in a minute. So Arman, I think you've got quite an interesting story for one so young. I mean, what are you, half the age of Ryhan here?
Yeah,
Is that
probably.
right?
I'm 38. What are you, 21 now?
20.
20. Wow.
Almost.
So how did you come across the markets?
Yeah, so I started trading when I was 16.
Okay.
And I came across first like crypto. It was like you see all these coins doing like 100x, 1000x. So I was like, I'm going to try that. Maybe I can get rich now, right? But obviously that wasn't the case. Like I lost 100, 200 pounds. And then I started seeing that on the
And were you doing a kind of part-time job at the...
No.
No?
I just borrowed money from my parents.
Okay.
I was like, just 100 pounds, I'm actually going to make money with it. But I just lost it.
How long till they said, no more of that?
Well, I told them they're still invested. They still think it's invested.
They won't be watching this. They'll be fine. He's only messing.
Yeah, so after that, I was like, this is not good. Like, then I started looking at the charts. So, like the crypto apps, they had like the advanced area where you like see the charts and everything. So like, that's interesting. Now you can see like actual more details about what you're buying, like selling, the price. So I started looking into that. And then I was like, from that I came across Forex because I was looking at the charts.
Yeah.
And then I did Forex for a bit, like a few months. But it seemed like a scam because every time I would place a trade, it would just hit stop loss. I thought it's just like another scam
When
thing.
you say you found Forex, what, in this funded challenge environment?
Just overall.
Overall?
Yeah,
okay.
so just came across like TradingView, the charts.
Okay, so you're doing little testing, really. Yeah.
So I was just testing. I was my conclusion then was this is just gambling. So you can't really like make money with it. So literally at that point, I kind of stopped it for like a year and I just went tried other businesses like Amazon FBA, e-commerce, like drop shipping, all that stuff, right? I lost much more money there. The thing is, there I lost money. That was maintenance loan from
Funny enough,
university.
we just had Andrew in, who's mega success in this, and he started off doing all that and said it's just not working. I'm like,
Yeah, I lost like so much money there, and it was all maintenance loan from university that I was supposed to use for like university
living.
stuff. Yeah, living. But I blew it all, like just doing that until I had 1.5k left in the bank, and that's around when I came across FTMO, like an ad on Instagram. So I started looking into prop firms then, started doing FTMO free trials. So the thing is, prop firms allowed me to make a rule-based system because there was like rules that to follow, and these rules are actually good if you think about it. Like instead of making 100% in a month, now you only need to make 80%. So it's still not too good, but it's much more realistic. So I managed to do that. I started actually on my Forex fund challenge.
so you started when they still had the time frames on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And my first challenge was actually my Forex funds. And I bought 300k. So I've never bought a challenge smaller than a 300k. And I ended up failing that one. And now my bank account was at zero. But I had the option to take a overdraft. So I went again, I bought another 300k. So now my bank account's negative 1.5k. And I have a 300k challenge.
Which has got to work.
Yeah, which I ended up making it work. And from there, I made like payouts and made it all back. And since then, I've never blown a funded challenge ever.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And how long's that been?
Like 700 days.
Whoa.
Crazy.
That is incredible,
Crazy,
isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, given how markets move.
Yeah, I've never known anyone like Arman, to be honest. I think he's a prodigy, young prodigy. You know, he's had how many consistent payouts from
For like 70s or so.
from TFT, and then just to never fail a challenge is just incredible.
Yeah.
Are you sure you have never, even now, recently, you've never failed a challenge?
So after
mad.
she failed one, and then since then,
Yeah, that was I failed a challenge, but I've never blown a live account.
so you never blown a live account?
Yeah. So every
Just-
time I got funded, it just stayed with me forever.
And have you found that when you've gone funded, have you changed your psychology? Do you go even more disciplined?
Definitely, yeah. Like your risk management has to change because you can't hit the drawdown limits, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to look at it a different way, much more conservative, for sure.
So how much would you be risking on a trade?
Like 0.5 to 1% max, and then
Is that of
depending-
your account size or of your?
off account size?
Because that's it. So I've been trying to explain to people risk management that while they get themselves sorted, they should be looking in terms of your drawdown,
Right.
your daily drawdown. You can't afford to get wiped out. So adjust so that you can sit back and actually take the losses and let the wins play out.
Yeah.
And that sits with what you're doing when you're funded. I mean, it's all makes sense.
I think a lot of people gamify it though these days, and they're just looking for the big payouts.
Yeah.
Which is why they take crazy risks. Sometimes they risk like almost all of their daily drawdown, don't they? And then you don't know how many challenges they're failing, and then they get
And then they show you the one that they've won.
this one huge payout, and then they'll use that to like market a course or something, you know. So.
Yeah, and they're probably still offside about
Yeah, yeah.
10 challenges.
Oh, yeah, they're probably still down in terms of challenge to payout
Yeah.
ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people are down. Like most people see online showing payouts. Overall, they either like break even or just slightly in profit, or just in drawdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like they just hide their losses and show their couple of wins they get.
Yeah. No, but that's why I've put out a payout fee to challenge ratio recently from another prop firm. It was like, I got a 10 multiplier. So I spent like 6.6k on challenges, and I've had 71k in payouts. So
Flippin'
it's
heck.
more than 10.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty much, that's elite. I would say that is world class. I don't want to sound arrogant. I
No, not at all, because it's not about the total, it's about the ratios.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
ratio. So
fantastic.
I'm trying to push the industry in that direction where there's more transparency now. And I've just got another one from another firm, which I'll be posting soon to my Twitter. So, I'm doing an interview with them, I think, on Thursday. And you'll see that one soon. That's, I think, almost a 1 to 10 multiplier as well. So it'd be good to see ACG giving those out soon,
Yeah, no,
hopefully.
keep-
Or I might ask for one when I've had a few more payouts. Yeah.
keep badgering.
Yeah.
It's as you can see, we're always open to making this as transparent as possible.
Yeah, no.
ACG are here for the long time. You know, we've been innovative, and anything that helps improve standards, because at the end of the day, we do want people to be successful. That will help us ultimately.
Yeah.
There's complete nonsense about from the scammers and the fact that or people need to lose for the industry to be profitable. There's more than one way of skinning the cat. So
Absolutely. And I've always found the owners of ACG, Alex, they're very receptive to feedback. And
without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll push that again when we catch him. We can pull him down. So I was just looking online earlier about you, and you posted something about how you think people should come into industry and give it a go. Is that like a 6-month back testing and then forward testing and then going on demos?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's like how I kind of did it. And I mean, I kind of fast forward the backtesting part, but what I recommend people is like usually 6 months of backtesting data, like minimum. And then once you have that data, you do a 3 months live market forward test. Can be demo or like a small personal account. And this way you can see if the 6 months of data is like consistent over the 3 months of live data. If that's true, then you do now 3 months of actual challenge. So now you can carry that data over, and if the results stay consistent, you should technically pass the challenge and make money, right?
Yeah. And that's what you take through to all these.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, sounds like easy in words, right? But obviously it's going to be much harder because backtesting isn't like that simple. You have to like spend hours on the charts. It's all about how much time you put into something to get like input equals output, right? So
that's it. That should be everyone's motto, isn't it? It's data in, data out.
Yeah.
Quality of
Just-
hard work.
Absolutely, yeah. Just to add to that, I totally agree. Like in terms of journaling and backtesting, you know, I've put in thousands of hours of screen time and don't know how many hours of backtesting, but like every weekend I backtest. If for people that are asking, what does that look like? Because for everyone it's different, right? For some people it might be an Excel spreadsheet. For some people like me, it's because I trade structures, candlestick structures. It's a Microsoft Word document. So I have different types of like entry models based on candlestick structure. And it's all rules based. So I have
over a period of different candles over days rather than just the
yeah. So I'm a 4-hour
one.
swing trader. So I have like different documents for different types of structures, and they can last anywhere. A trade can last anywhere from a day or even up to a week or more.
No, sure.
And then I'll screenshot that particular setup and all the ones that are similar to that going back like 5 years.
But that comes back to how you started, isn't it? Really, you were more of a longer term trader, probably, weren't you?
No, I actually went the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I was never a scalper, but I probably used to try. I think I used to trade the 15-minute time frame, and the hourly. I never went above that. But now I'm just solely 4-hour, and I don't think there's anyone else that I know in the industry that just trades the 4-hour time frame, especially like with prop firms. So it's just 4-hour time frame and entries, exits on a 4-hour time frame.
Wow.
So my frequency of trades is a lot lower.
That's proper swing trading, isn't it?
Yeah, my frequency of trades is a lot lower than the average trader. So anywhere from 7 to 10 trades a month.
And on currencies as well. That's
just euro dollar. Yeah. But I always say like currencies are the most forgiving asset class. Because if
you can't go to zero.
No, in terms of like if you miss a trade, there's always going to be another trade around the corner.
Okay.
Whereas with another asset class, you might have to wait like days or weeks or months.
Really changes,
you don't know, do you? But with euro dollar, for example, if I've missed a trade, I know in 2-3 days there's likely going to be another entry.
Are we going to parity then?
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so.
Looks very much at the end of a trend to me. I don't know.
What, uptrend or downtrend?
It's a downtrend. And then
so you think it's going to go up as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, my weekly targets are higher. We may go down a little bit first.
Yeah, I was looking at like 105 or 5.5 maybe.
Well, we're almost there.
Yeah. Does that happen today? Is it?
100. No, I think
we're
650s.
106s, weren't we?
Yeah. But we've had permabez since I started trading, by the way, in euro dollar. People are saying it's going to go to parity, and it has, but then it always bounces and goes back up. But I always say even a broken clock's right twice a day. You know? Are you making money?
I love that. Yeah.
Because I trade up and down, so I'm not really bothered.
No.
I have a long-term outlook, but I'm not trading the long-term outlook. I'm just trading the 4-hour swings.
Perfect. And what do you focus on?
I focus on the Nasdaq, and the thing is, like, mine's completely opposite of his. I'm like a scalper, and I only trade 5-minute time frame, no other time frame, and I always go for 1-to-1 risk reward, and it's.
So I only quickly caught what you've done before because you have a different way of looking at the resistance and supports, don't you?
Yeah.
And that you do that in. I didn't realise you were in such a short time frame. So
yeah, 5 minutes only.
Yeah. Come on.
So like I look at the 5-minute time frame, so I have no idea like Nasdaq's dropping overall or like the economy or whatever.
You just
I go on the 5-minute.
Yeah.
I check if there's a red news, I avoid it. If there's no red news, I look at the chart and do my thing, right? So 1-to-1 risk to reward, and that's pretty much just normal support resistance trading. Very simple. It's just over a long enough period of data, I have an edge in the markets. It's very simple.
I thought it was interesting. I saw you going on about don't try and catch the top and bottom of the trends. You're in the middle of it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So then you're in amongst the momentum, aren't you?
Yeah, I literally try to catch the momentum. And because the scalp is only like a 30 pip scalp, like that's quite fast. Usually I'm in and out in 1 or 2 candles on the 5-minute, at worst a few hours. but it's not the end of the world. But the thing is, my setups still, it's like his, like he only gets like 7 trades a month. I still get like 10 trades a month max. Even though I'm scalping, I only have like 10 trades in a month.
So that's the interesting thing,
crazy.
isn't it? Because people automatically associate scalping with massive amounts of trading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
It's because I take only like the highest probability setups. I filter them out. So like you have to record the data of all your trades, and then eventually you see some of the trades have similarities, and those are the ones that you lose the most.
Yeah.
So you can just filter those out, or filter certain times out, and then you can just narrow it down to the highest performing trades. The setups.
So Andrew was in here previously. His final remarks were, so from all of this, and he said, so from all of this, we're just reiterating, I work hard, I find the patterns, I keep doing it. Does that mean I'm gambling? No, I'm just working hard. And this, everyone that I talk to, you all find a way of doing the hard work. You have to put in the hours, and a scalper here is only taking 10 trades a month because they're high probability setups. It's not rocket science, is it? You've just got to be disciplined.
You just control your mind. That's all it is. People just can't control their own mind, right?
So what do you do to? Is there any secrets you have for the psychology side of things? How do you keep yourself so disciplined?
Well, it's like a choice, right? Like it's black and white. You either want to be something else, you're gonna be the other side. It's like you have to choose. Do you want to keep losing money, and then that's gonna impact your bloodline pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Because you're pretty much setting up your bloodline for failure. Your parents are gonna die poor because of you. Like, are you gonna do that, or are you gonna do the harder decision where you see I lost a trade, you have a written down plan, and you move on next day, right? But why would you revenge trade if you know that if you revenge trade, you're literally killing your parents in the long term? That's
Wow.
literally what you're doing.
That is one of the more extreme versions of it, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So you just have to make the right decision.
Do you pay money to your parents from your winnings then? Are you a family supporter?
I don't specifically pay money, but I definitely do like spend on experiences and those things, right?
Fantastic.
And right now I'm not like paying because I don't have like that much money. But eventually, when my money is big enough, then obviously I'll be like fully taking care of them.
Brilliant.
That's the goal, right?
I love it.
Yeah, I agree with Arman. Like, how badly do you want it? Like, there will come a point. Like, I was losing for almost a decade. I don't know if you're aware of my story, probably not, but...
No, well, that's what we're here to hear.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I've said it in a few podcasts. I don't want to bore people now, so I'll give you the short...
Okay, bore me in a short one.
version. Yeah, so basically, I made... I turned 10K into £3 million
Wow.
when I was 24 years old, so I'm going back 14 years. And I lost it all before I was 25.
How?
Because I was too young, I had no risk management. I didn't know my edge, I didn't understand my data, I was adding on the way up. So I had massive longs on the S&P 500, pound dollar and euro dollar, and I just run it up really quick. But then as soon as there was a retracement, just went back to zero. So yeah, I mean, we could have a whole podcast just dedicated to that, but I don't want to bore you. But even after that, I was in denial, so I kept making the same mistakes over and over again because I was chasing that number.
So you know that you've seen that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nothing less than $1 million will do, or 2 million, like 3 million, 2 million, or even $1 million.
So you think you're underperforming because you've done it before.
Yeah, and I was just borrowing money from everywhere, taking on loans and debt, and I was just taking the same high risk again. And as you know, the probabilities of that, you're going to go to zero again every single time.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me for 10 years.
So what made you recognise your errors then? Well, not even errors, is it?
So
You're
this is what I'm
learning
saying. It's just when you get sick and tired of losing all that money and you finally decide you want to change your life, trust me, you will change. So you will start journaling, you will start back testing, you will start writing everything down, you will start sizing down on positions, learning risk management, risk to reward. You can't, people just focus on like pips and how many pips they made. But what if you make 100 pips and then the next trade you lose 20 pips, but because you're gambling more on that second trade, your 20 pips loss has lost. You've given back what you made in your 100 pip win. That's what most people do.
Yeah, that's terrible risk management. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you say, it is very simple. We're just saying the same thing all the time, aren't we? Like his edge repeated over. Look, trading is very simple. When, like you said, it doesn't take a genius. It's edge over a large series of trades. Do you have an edge over a large series of trades? Can you keep consistently executing that edge?
Which is it. I mean, over time, you've had a long time in the markets. You get to learn there's 6 to 12 really big opportunities a year that you can maybe be geared into. Yeah. But outside that, it's just doing the discipline.
Yeah,
you may catch a trend where you you might be in a position to compound and leverage into that if you're winning.
Yeah.
But most people are leveraging into it as they're going down, aren't they? As they're losing.
Yeah, which is what I was doing, you know, when I first started out. But like when you do go into drawdown, you always want to be within striking distance of getting back to break even. That's the key.
Yeah.
So that, because you are going to have a break even month. You've had a few tough months recently, haven't you? Like break even or slight drawdown months. But then the key is when those good months come, those wins are going to outweigh the losses.
That's
you
it.
know? Like you look at anyone with a
But you need to know, don't you, structurally, that those wins will sequentially pay, and that you can afford to sit there and actually be disciplined to lose.
Yeah, but then it comes back to the data again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And most people I speak to, like in my community on Telegram, my Forex community, they don't have that data going back long enough, or they have no data, and they're strategy hopping because they haven't realised what personality type they are, how they want to trade, what suits them. So there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, like, you know, 15, 16
So
hour
for
days.
instance, to help people, what personality trend did you identify for yourself?
So I realised, you know, the high time frames, I don't want to be at the screens all day scalping. Like, it's just mentally, it's very tough for me.
Yeah.
So just zoom out, and then realising that structures work. They repeat themselves. Like, they rhyme. They may not be exactly the same,
This
but
is it. Yeah.
it's finding those key patterns, those structures, and just come back to the principles, and then it's just all about your risk management, position sizing, all the boring stuff that people don't want to hear about.
That's it. We're talking. I was talking to someone yesterday. If they can get the strategy they were doing to 55, 45,
Yeah.
and they stuck to the risk management, then they will make a lot of money. I said, but you get, every time you're losing, you're trying to gamble it back. So you've proven that the strategy works.
Yeah.
You're only losing because you're not managing the downside ones. It's like,
Yeah, and you don't need really high RRs either. Like, look at Arman, 1-to-1
Yeah.
RR trader. I'm like 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2 on average, sometimes a little bit more.
yeah. So you just need it in your favour. We're just looking for small probabilities, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's just that people chase like these big returns, right? But they don't realize like they're trying to make 10% on a £1,000 account. But now think about if your strategy is making you 1% a month. Now imagine $1 million. That's 10K a month right there.
And you're getting towards more guaranteed.
Yeah. They just
Yeah.
ignore that because it's a big amount and they know they don't have that. So they ignore it. But you can't ignore a fact. Like the fact is the bigger the amount you have, small percentage is fine. Like you'll make money guaranteed.
Yeah. So it's the key is progression, isn't it? Compound,
Yeah, scale
Yeah.
your capital, and that's what
Yeah.
prop firms allow you to do.
which is just unheard of. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if I was still trading personal account, I wouldn't have made the money that I've made in the last 9 months, you know?
no. And it's different pressure, isn't it, as well, when you see that real
Exactly.
money in your hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So what else do you do apart from trading? Do you have a release valve?
Not really. Like to be honest, I don't find trading like that stressful or anything, right? Like it's just basic steps that I follow every day and execute them. That's it. Like trading is just another boring task in the day. It just makes me money. Like I'm more focused on
So it's more like work than than this fantastical lifestyle thing.
Like I don't know, like a lot of people say psychology, like they need like a lot of work, right, to get good at trading. For me, it's just like I'll do anything that makes me money at that point. Like trading was just the one that worked.
Okay.
And if trading required good psychology, good risk management, I'll just do that automatically. Like it's not like I need to go through 100K loss before I realize I'm dumb and then I need to go back from zero. I just understand it really fast, what needs to be done, and then I just do that. And that's with any business, right? So my goal is just keep trading until I keep making money from it, go other businesses, and until I find the next one that makes me more money, and just keep making more money. That's it.
I can see why Ryhan says that he's a kind of prodigal son to reach this kind of apocryphal moment of understanding of being totally in control of emotions at such a young age and realizing that is such a key that takes
you just need
most
to
people
realize
a long time to get to.
You just need to realize the downside. What's the downside of you not doing this? And that is literal hell for your whole bloodline.
Yeah.
You're literally going to be causing everyone to suffer. You're going to have family in the future, but imagine you're in the 9 to 5, you're waking up in the morning, right? And your kids don't see you. You can't see your parents that much. Your job barely makes any money. You have to pay rent. You have to pay for your car.
Stop describing my life.
And all that I just can't understand doing that. Like, it's hell.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be homeless at that point.
You're into extreme views, aren't you? Like, you have to get him a screensaver.
That's why I love Andrew Tate.
Bloodline on it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, but just coming back to that, like when it comes, yeah, you were asking about, was it risk psychology? Like for me, edge has always come first. Edge comes first because everything is built into my rules. So then it is just a matter of following those rules.
You've almost rugged the psychology, haven't you? You've bypassed it. Yeah.
Or I've written it out.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when I'm in a trade,
there.
I do check it, and I do get ecstatic when I win. I love to win because I actually love the art of trading. I don't see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life.
And about you, already at a young stage, you've got the bug? Or can you walk away, do you think?
I think I can walk away as long as what I'm walking to has better like returns, right? Like I don't mind even putting in like 10 times more the work into something else as long as it makes me 10 times more money.
It'd be interesting to chat to you again in a couple of years to see how change, because you have just represented what the majority of people that I've spoken to have said, that they would always carry on trading because they love it. They've got a passion for it, which makes them go and do the work.
Yes.
And you're certainly exhibiting those traits.
Yeah, I think Arman's very mechanical with it. I've mechanised it as well, but for me, it's a passion, it's a hobby. I literally don't see it as work. I feel so lucky to do what I get to do. Like, there's no other job in the world that you can scale like trading and just be a one-man team. Like, you can scale other businesses, don't get me wrong, and make millions of dollars, but you'll need a team of tens or hundreds of people.
When you said you started out with the family originally, have you carried on trading with the family, or
No, I just trade on my own. My uncle,
yourself?
I'm the one who carried on. My uncle had a business that he was running.
Right.
So yeah, it didn't work out for him, but I thank him for where I am today because he introduced me to it. So yeah.
Superb. And Arman, are you a one-man band, or do you trade with other people? Or
Just me.
Just you. And do you both have big followings on social media, or do you not bother with that kind of thing?
Yeah. So I started on Twitter 3 years ago before I even got into props.
Right.
And I think I've got 25k followers. Just started Instagram, launching a YouTube channel as well soon. So I've got a new office. I'm kitting it out at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be creating content from there, educational stuff. And
that's back in Bedford, is it?
in Bedfordshire, and having traders come to interview them. I think Alex, the ACG owners, are going to come as well.
Brilliant.
Got some other firms lined up. And
that'd be good to turn the tables, won't it?
Yeah. I'll have Arman on as well, hopefully.
I should hope
if
so.
he'll come. And I'll be trading all my capital from there as well. And it's going to be...
brilliant. So you fantastic journey, and it's building, and
exactly
everything that you've worked hard to get, you're getting the rewards now, aren't you?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Love it. Anything else that you'd like to get across on today's podcast that you've never managed to do before?
My message is always the same, to be honest, right? Like, just get the work done and the results will come, and never give up, because when you give up, that's when you actually lose. So as long as you keep going, even if you're negative balance or whatever, even if you lose your arms, you're still alive. Just don't give up. You'll still make it at the end.
So, I mean, it's a great philosophy, isn't it, for how you should, like you say, tackle life, not just the financial markets. It's the right way of living, isn't it? Don't concentrate on the negatives. Accentuate the positive, as they say.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just in terms of ACG, as a firm, I've obviously been trading with them, been funded with them since the 27th of March, so not long now. I've had 2 payouts on my 100k account, and then I had my first payout last week on my 200k account. I made 10%, so I instantly...
Again, when we're saying don't concentrate on that, that's a big payout, isn't it?
And I instantly hit scaling, which is great with ACG. If you hit 10%, you don't have to wait 3-4 months. If you hit the 10%,
as soon as you've got it,
it's scaled straight away. So I've got a 220k account now, plus the 100k, so things...
Dinner's on you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
No, so, and the ACG situation, have you been involved in these other firms that have ended up scamming people or going bust? Have you lost funding anywhere?
Yeah, I think we both have.
Yeah.
How's that left you? Has that left you with a bad distaste for the industry, or is it just those guys themselves?
I think there's a lot. There is a bubble. It was clearly a bubble. I did realise that, but I've always said the industry will survive and thrive, but it will just consolidate. So we need less kids opening up prop firms who have no experience in finance or prop firms. It needs to be professionals like the backers, the owners of ACG, for example. They've got experience in market making, like yourself. Stock brokerage. Brokerage. You understand how the back end works. A lot of these props are white labelled.
That was plain to see, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they're all just the same, just with different logo, aren't they? Same rubbish. I lost my 200k account with TFT. I had a 4K pending payout, so that's gone. They're
Well,
saying,
these things matter to people, don't they? And they market this as well to. I mean, you're probably at that stage, okay, but to some people that might have been the money for the month, wasn't it?
no, absolutely. I
it's,
mean, £4,000. Imagine that in a month in England. If that was £4,000, that's a really good salary. It's like almost 80k salary or just under. I'm not sure. Take home £4,000 a month.
That's right.
It's not pocket change.
As some of our guests have been saying, but they've been given a coupon.
Yeah, I give up with this rubbish. And they're talking about charity and all this nonsense now. I don't know what's happening with them.
No.
I didn't even get the coupon. I lost 600k with them and no coupon.
Jeepers. Oh,
And then they're saying,
it's horrendous.
they accused me of a chargeback, which I never processed. So they're saying, did you get that email?
Nah, I just ignored everything about them.
Yeah.
Stopped.
You better, like I say, sometimes you just have to draw a line under it, don't you? It's an experience. It's an annoyance. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, personally, look, I'll say it on air, don't buy a challenge from TFT after what they've done. I've told everyone in my community that don't buy a challenge from them. How can anyone trust them again after what they've done? And how can they even think about coming back?
No, I mean, we talked about the whole point of the finance industry was utmost good faith and, that my word is my bond. And, you've introduced people, you've sold dreams, and then the first chance you get, you're trying to drag it away from people.
Yeah.
It's rubbish.
Yeah, all these prop firms, like ACG is doing really well because it's like they're treating like an actual business, right? They're like a long-term mindset on how to actually grow the business. But the prop firms are like, they just make these games, right? It's like a quick money grab thing for them.
Yeah,
It's like,
the ultimate liquidity grab.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's a little gambling system they're making, and everyone just keeps going into it, and they make money from it. And human psychology as well, right? Like if you're making 4 or 5 million every month from people just coming to you, and then you have the opportunity, now you have like a problem where you need to pay either from your pocket 2-3 mil to fix it, or you can just run away by making an extra 4 or 5 mil. What do you choose? You run away, right? Like why would you want to risk your own money trying to fix something?
I always had this described to me years ago. It kind of markets it. It's either a single round game where you do what these people are doing, or it's a multi-round game, which is what Alpha are doing. We want to be able to look at you and trade with you time and time again.
Yeah.
And it's a partnership, isn't it? So
Exactly.
that's how businesses survive and thrive. You don't run off with the money. It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Well, Alex has gone, hasn't he? He's walked off with a big suitcase.
Done a runner.
Yeah, with a big suitcase. So anything could happen. Well, I've really enjoyed that, guys. I think we probably done enough there before I get thrown out.
All right,
Been
thank
here
you.
all day.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else that you think we haven't covered.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's good enough.
But, I mean, really interesting stories and the complete contrast of entries and lifestyles and ages. It's just brilliant. It shows you that the central theme is discipline, hard work and consistency. And both of you, really humble guys. Pleasure to meet you. Feet on the
Likewise.
ground, and you're going to do so well. Just keep doing the good work, guys.
Appreciate that. Thank
Lovely
you.
to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
Cheers. Right.